Hello and welcome back to another episode of the channel. Today, once again, I am grafting.
Hello?
Where's Nick? She's in trouble.
Why, what?
Shower rails. Yeah, two swirl shower rails.
Oh, two shower rails.
But I actually need to get them refunded now.
That's right.
Because I didn't need them after, luckily. Look at the friggin' shithole in here. Definitely gotta get some bigger vans. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, not too bad. You alright?
Chris is in there.
Is all the kitchen out?
Almost. Can't do that bit.
Are you mate alright?
The gas doesn't have a shutter valve.
Okay. Alright, Tara. So it's not often that I get to take this bad boy onto jobs. This normally just sits in the van, but I thought I'll dig it out today. Don't know how much use of things I'll do out of here, but let's get it in the house. Okay, so what we have happening here today is this gas cooker is going to be getting taken out. So I need to cut into this gas pipe, test it, make sure there's no gas leaks prior to me starting, and I'm then going to run a new gas supply coming across this wall through this supporting wall along into the new extension that we're at here, and there's going to be a freestanding cooker here. Kitchen sink is going to be over here, so we need to run hot cold and the waste around the wall here ready to be cored out through to outside. Going to need to do a bit of adjustments to these pipes as well to make sure that they're all nice and tidy, because there's going to be some new kitchen units being fitted here as well. And also just over on this side we've got to get some radiator tails ready for a radiator to be fitted, so that's all part of what we're doing with the first fix. Okay, so I have got to try. Got a little, they've emptied this out for me. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, fucking hell's heavy as fuck. With a bad back, it's definitely not a good thing. Climb over there. So I've talked about this many times before. The reason we do a gas test prior to cutting into the gas is we don't know if there's any gas leaks anywhere else along this gas line leading up to the boiler, which we're obviously not touching. So we do a gas test first, make sure there's no gas leaks. Then we can then cut into the gas supply where we need to make alterations, and that'll then we'll test at the end just to make sure that our parts that we've added on doesn't have any compromises.
So I wanted to start this job by first of all running the new gas supply for the gas cooker.
This is also the worst when your van is parked pretty far away and you have to do multiple visits back and forth to get your next.
Now, with the gas successfully tested, I decided to use my laser level. Don't worry, this unit is getting thrown out. It wasn't the new kitchen unit, so it's perfectly fine for me to use my laser. Now, as you'll see, I am getting the laser set up to the centerpiece of the elbow. This then gives me a guideline to see where I'm going to need to drill my clips along the wall. I'm using a 6mm drill bit with red plugs and 15mm talon clips. Now, what didn't help me on this job was that there was a builder on the job at the same time who was actually boarding the walls, so I had to move pretty quick to make sure that my side of the job was done before he actually boarded up the areas where I needed to access. So it was a little bit unorganized, but you'll see at the end anyway. We get to where we need to get to. This hammer you're about to see me use is a small electrician's hammer, but it comes in really good handy to just tap in the little red plugs and all the little things that you'd need to do with a smaller hammer. And it's a lot neater as well to go into a small tool bag. I do of course have a large builder's hammer, but to be honest, I very rarely use that one. But that little Wura hammer is brilliant. Now that's the only criticism I'd have of my ox sort station here is if any of these screws flip up a little bit, the drawers get stuck coming in and out, so it is a little bit annoying at times, but it is a really well organised piece of kit, this. I'm using talon hinged clips here, especially because it's on gas, to stop the pipe from being able to fall back out, because basically the hinges click over and click shut to stop the pipe from being able to fall out. You can see the issue I'm going to have here. I wasn't able to be able to drill this hole perfectly in line with the route that the gas pipe was going to take. So what I'm going to have to do here is pull a bit of a set off from the wall and then to meet up with the hole going through to the other side. Now what I'm going to do is cut myself a piece of sleeving, so I use the next size up, which is 22mm pipe, just slide it through the hole, and I'm going to gauge how long that piece needs to be, just push it back a little bit, and then I'll have my marker through on the other side, just put my thumb there, pull it out, and that'll allow me to cut the right size sleeve that I want. Now the reason for sleeving is to protect the actual gas pipe passing through a wall, to stop it from corrosion. Basically, any lime scale within the brick or cement can corrode the gas pipe, so you always should sleeve any gas pipe passing through building fabric. I absolutely love this fluctuator. It's so easy to just apply the right amount of flux to the ends of the pipes. As you'll see here, I've pulled a little kick off the end of the pipe for it to sit nicely back into the talon clips. And then just as I get to the other end, I can't remember if I pulled a kick or whether I just done a couple of M&F elbows, but you'll see that in just a moment. Now there's a lot of people on our social media channels who criticise our soldering and that looks rough and all the rest of it. At the end of the day, my main priority with soldering is, one, does it leak? Does it hold the gas or water inside it? And two, polish it up afterwards, make it, especially for any of the fluxes that might corrode the pipe to be off there. But I'm not one of these who like to make something look all fancy. You could spend ages putting a tiny little dab of solder in just for aesthetic purposes, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work any better. I didn't actually end up getting to this job until later in the day, because I think I had something on in the morning which slowed me down a little bit, so didn't quite have a early start on this, and coincidentally it then turned into a bit of a late finish, which you'll see at the end of the video if you stick around to watch right until the end. Now, if you have watched this far and you've enjoyed the content that we've created for you, I just want to first of all say thank you for sticking with us. Also, what I would really love it is if you could subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and maybe even give us a comment on things that you think you'd enjoy seeing us make more of, whether that be things more tutorial wise, or even maybe just a bit more fun, having a bit more fun in the videos. Obviously it really helps us to know what you guys would engage with if you were to make that content, so feel free to use the comment box below and leave us a comment. Now, before we start having the keyboard warriors coming on saying, "You're letting all the water drip onto the floor," it's a concrete floor and it's a building site. That water will saturate into the concrete. Just a small bit of dribbles out of the pipes like this will dry up in no time. Now you'll see I've gone on over to the hot and cold water supplies. I'm using Hep2O pipework. It is really reliable. It's a little bit more expensive than the John Guest pipework, but it is a really good pipework to use. It's a lot faster and easier to obviously run than it is for using copper, and a bit more cost effective. Like I said, I was up against the time on this job, so that's why we opted to use the plastic pipework. Like you'll see here, I am really up against it. You can see on the extension side, the builder he's drilling timber battens to the block work, and then what he was starting to do is then drill OSB board to those timber battens, ready for plasterboarders to plaster the walls. Now he was literally right up my arse, fitting the OSB board and covering the pipes, so it was just really on top of each other, and really could have done with him being there after I had finished my element of the work. But that's site work for you. Sometimes you have got to work on top of other trades and you've just got to get on with it. There's no good moaning.
It's the hammer, boys.
Now, I'm not going to talk too much more on this video. There's not much more explaining I can do over running this plastic pipework. Sit back, enjoy
He's
the
probably
rest of
waiting for us to go.
Once again, thanks for watching.
Didn't get the top bit done either, did we?
No. No.
You're not going to be back until Saturday, are you?
I don't know. I'll obviously try for him, guys.
Yeah, because I can't really afford that.
So there we are. That's the end of another day, another hard, busy day. Didn't quite get to make it over to the boiler service job that I had to do, so we've had to reschedule that. It just seems like that's all we're doing at the minute is rescheduling jobs, which is never good. However, that job went okay. You do have to return to finish off a little bit of waste pipe. The worst thing with that was that there was another tradesman there that made it a little bit more difficult, because you know, when there's a very small extension project and you've got trades working on top of each other, it gets a bit difficult. So it didn't quite go as quickly as I wanted it to, but nonetheless we've made good progress on there, and tomorrow we're on to the next one.